Alrighty. Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. And no other frickin' better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are. Two idiots who misinterpret the news so you don't have to. The dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to Lord. The Shroud of the Avatar. You don't have to do anything other than question choices. And ours.
Your Discord is clipping.
I don't know. I don't know why.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Something needs to be done. Yeah. I forgot where I was. Giveaways are open. If you are a Shroud player and you're looking for streamer bundles, you need to go to twitch.tv/NBNN News and twitch.tv/Cynicist and bang, bundle me. If you're here looking for Steam key giveaways, you need to go to twitch.tv/NBNN News and bang, I love free shit. Then come over to my side, twitch.tv/Cynicist and bang the booty.
And bang it hard.
Yes. And bang it very hard. Yes. Oh, yay.
That's
We
right.
have things to discuss.
Welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Hump Day, Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, here inside and outside Tragedy Avatar. And yes, we have, let's refresh it, 59 items last count. Now 62 items. 62 new items for today's updates from Chris. And you put a link to one of the proposals in this morning. Why did you put that link in? Because we
Guilds
weren't
and Guild Wars. I know.
Oh, okay. Because we're not due to get to that for a while. So if we do jump to that today,
yeah, the way that we're going for these deep dives, we will probably not get to it for 6 months. By which all these things will have been possibly acted on.
Good possibility.
Yeah.
Good possibility.
Because
Uh,
I will say that uh, yesterday Chris actually added 3 new proposals onto the proposal list, including a player dungeon deep dive, a player owned towns deep dive, guilds and guild wars deep dive. So 3 new ones
I
added
did
to the
not
list.
notice that. Yeah, okay. He's got the
Yeah.
dates with those. Okay, so very cool.
Yes. And we're still on um
We were supposed to be doing alchemy next.
alchemy. So we're on the 3rd one, and so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. At 15 proposals. And we're on the 3rd one.
Not even. We haven't started the third one yet. But anyway.
Supposed to be on the 3rd one.
And
But were there any squirrels as well?
No new squirrels today. But Chris is here today. Welcome, Chris.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah. And Chris is working through a dozen or so items from the proposals. And there's a 4th proposal that's in progress, not available yet. But hey,
we're not we're not asking you to slow down. I did scroll the untraining text that was yesterday. Is there a new one now? No.
Okay. I don't. I mean, I was on a work call yesterday.
Yes,
unfortunately.
Yeah, I covered that yesterday. So we went over that scroll yesterday. Is basically the untraining is now an absolute thing with no more books. But if you want to do it immediately, the books are available. Is basically what that was all about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And achievements and more. Yes, that's fun. So let's just dive right into today's updates because there's some really good stuff in here. Is especially with Guild Wars and achievements and a new page.
And attenuation. Yeah.
That was yesterday. I covered that yesterday, but if that's in there again today, we'll talk about it. Whatever's in there today, we'll talk about.
Yeah.
So let's get started with the headlines.
The bug pass closed 81 reported bugs from the tracker, and bug pass number 2 closed 1 reported bug from the tracker. 82 bugs closed from the tracker. The guild tab finally names your leader, counts your members, and prints your description and message of the day. And that is the first of the 25 guild proposals to ship.
Okay, the guild tab already tells you who the leader is. If you bring up your friends list and look at that, it says leader right under the leader's name.
Well, I mean, that's only if you, but there's an info box that he's got on there.
Yeah, okay.
That's more explicit. So for longer or guilds with a lot more members, it might be hard to find where the leader is because it's not something that you can really filter through.
He's the first one on the list with the big star next to his name.
Well, he does have a big
with the guild. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway,
the description of bastard on it. Yes. Yes.
But anyway, yeah, okay, good.
There is other things that are being done.
First part is a bigger info box.
Bigger info box, yes.
Yeah.
Because I went through earlier and actually voted on the guild stuff.
Yeah, I'm voting as we get to them, but I may have to do what you did and go through and do that.
We're realistically, because this is choosing things that he's working on, and he's already worked on several of them. Because guild awards can be scheduled, declared on Tuesday, fight on Saturday, and the server has supported it since day one, and the client was sending 0.
0.
That was a fix.
Very nice fix. Very nice fix. Tell the whole guild we're going to war on Sunday or Saturday or whatever day, and schedule it in advance. Very nice.
Yes. Guild message of the day. Yes. The guild activity log becomes a window. 30 days of invites, departures, removals, and rank changes. Sortable, filterable, searchable on /guild log, where before the only way to read it was a text file dropped into your game folder. Yeah.
This next one is really nice. And who is that? Zora Soda. First time making a message for me. It's far better to get rid of attenuation. That's worth far more than a double XP weekend. Absolutely, for some people, like Steve here, who's eating dinner unless he's back.
Spend all day hunting. Yes.
Yeah. But attenuation will be gone. So that was a good one. We covered that yesterday.
Yet to see my hourly rate of XP on the new setup when I have to change my specs around.
Yeah, it will do something.
But I am looking forward to it. Whether it goes up or down or stays the same, I'm not bothered. I'm just looking forward to the breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Yes. And another piece of information from Chris is working on a calendar for open play on the Chaos server days now. Probably going to be open to any subscribers. Subscribers? So they have to be subscribers to use the test? Interesting. I'm in.
I think that's fair.
Nice way to get people on that subscribers list if they want to do that, even temporarily.
Yeah.
But next topic.
Okay.
Nice one. Dungeon owners.
Dungeon owners can switch adventure mode from inside the dungeon. The first card built from the player dungeon's proposals.
Nice, so that you don't have to exit and change it and then re-enter it. Is you can just go down, change it to that mode, see how it's working, then switch it back without ever leaving the dungeon. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And the second dev workstation stood up on the lab server and a remote desktop ready with the whole build recipe written down. And the 16th proposal is up. Achievements! Wait, there's another proposal that I missed? I missed achievements?
There's a link there.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Don't worry
about it. I wouldn't refresh the page because I counted them earlier. The game has had a complete Steam-connected achievement system since 2016 and never showed it to anyone. And 24 proposals give it a journal, a toast, party shared boss credit, world events channel, shared wide celebrations, a trophy quartermaster, and 115 achievement first catalog. And dungeon points follow the lot. Upgrade your lot and the dungeon allowance goes up with it. Instead of staying frozen at the lot the dungeon was founded on.
Oh, so you're saying if I started my dungeon on a village lot and I move that dungeon to a castle lot, it will take the castle lot's dungeon allotment and not keep the village lot? Is that what that means?
Yeah.
I think he means. Hang on.
That's the way I'm understanding this.
I think he means, will you upgrade one plot dungeon? At the moment, it upgrades every single dungeon you own. not just the one you're upgrading. I upgraded my dungeon on my castle lot, and every other dungeon I own on every other plot has had an increase to the number of items I can put in
Right,
it.
but we're not talking about that here. Let's jump over here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you come here into this is actually a town lot over here. And when we go down to the town lot dungeon and enter the dungeon, you get X amount of points that go with either a village, city, town, etc. size lot. It's got nothing to do with your upgrades. Your upgrades always go across all the way. But let me get over here and click on one of these little things here.
Laz, the other thing is if you build a dungeon on say your village or your row lot that are in Owl's Head, and then you move that dungeon over to your town lot, it wouldn't have upgraded the number of dungeon points available.
That's what I'm saying.
What he's saying is...
so you're not getting the points. So what happens if you took a castle down to a row lot? Would you have the castle dungeon points?
No, it would go to the whatever. First off, row lots, you can't put a dungeon on a row lot, I don't believe.
Well, okay.
Well, so a smaller lot.
Yeah.
Wait.
Castle dungeon to a keep dungeon plot, would it have the castle points?
He says
Here
yes.
It is. So
you could build a dungeon on a castle, move it to a row lot, and it would keep the bonus for the castle. Now it will leave the dungeon items, but block new placement if it's over the limit. And Janie Murphy has a planting dungeon on her row lot.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
So you want your row lot dungeon to have castle points, you're going to have to pay a lot of gold.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. How do I get out of here? There we go. Come on, even better. I'll just teleport. All right, audio. It's a good question, Patash. Let me see if I can pull that up for you.
It is somewhere on the web Soda Wiki.
Yeah, I left that one to you guys because I didn't have a clue.
Yeah, let's see, F3. Player dungeons, points limits. There it is. So, points limits on player dungeon. Row can have a dungeon. My bad. I didn't know that. Market doesn't have one.
Points.
Row is 50. Village is 100. Town 150. City 200. Keep 250. And castle 300. So if I took my town lot with 150 and put it on the castle lot, it would then get the additional 150 slots, basically.
Correct.
Is what we're saying here. Which is cool. Which is very cool.
Yep.
Very cool, because I've got one that I wanted to move from my keep lot to my castle lot, but I was losing those 50 points, and I would have to rebuild the whole dungeon, and I didn't want to do all that. So now I can do that, and get those points back. So that's very cool. Anyway, audio. Which is out of sync. Usually it's community first.
Every kobold in the game now speaks with the kobold voice treatment. It had only ever applied to the kobold city, so archers and guards elsewhere still used ordinary human voice. Each one of them a British accented gentleman. The same change re-records a dock worker in the port whose war cries were still being read out loud, letter by letter. The new audio arrives with the next voice data build. As far as user interface changes, crafting station recipe list. Each recipe now takes the space its own card needs instead of a fixed slice. So long ingredient lists. Stop drawing over the recipes above and below them, and the gap between recipes is the same all the way down. Ingredients and skill requirements are indented under the recipe title, which also pulls the ingredient icons off the left edge. Vendor listings could name the wrong town. Player towns built from the same template share one underlying scene, and the town client did not recognize the name of the different town built the same way. That also killed the Get Directions button, since directions only resolve for a vendor in the zone you are standing in. Listing now shows the town's own name. Reset the window layout in options. Now moves the windows. It used to be clear to save the layout disk while leaving every window where it sat, and the next close wrote that the position straight back so the button never changed anything a player could see. Windows now return to their standard position in the size the moment the reset is confirmed.
Because my windows open in different places all the time. So does that mean they're going to stay in the place I last left them in?
That is correct, and that's been something we've discussed also.
Yeah, I did hate when they're moved around. So
And
big thumbs up there.
Chris wants us to clarify that something that Laz may have missed yesterday.
Oh, I didn't miss it. We went over it. We went over it. Lots are now color coded so that you can see which lots on the map are claimable, which ones are not claimable, which ones are filled, and which ones might be reserved. Yes, actually did cover that, because that was a big one that we've been asking for, that was sort of on Soda Map on the website, but not actually in the game. And the game would give you, iffy. Let's just pull the map up here. Like here, I don't think it shows it on this map anymore. Yeah, we don't have the lot outlines on the map as it is on Soda Map here at all. It just shows you.
That got the in-game map got broken a long time ago.
Yeah. Whereas if I give you Soda Map and throw this up over here real quick, and we'll just do Owl's Head.
Can I just ask a quick question for Chris, mainly? Are we going to see maps for all the scenes sorted, where all the scenes that don't have maps?
Yes, he's added 25 or 30 new maps, and
brilliant.
The Fog of War will work in maps and dungeons. The dungeon maps that Ravlox nerfed and put those silly cards saying whatever it was on them, are all going to be gone. They're going bye-bye, yes. Yeah.
And 100%.
And they're going to be 3D maps that you're going to be able to see. So we covered that also. But here on Soda Map, you'll see that if I go over this lot, it shows who it's owned by and has a house on it. This lot, the news lot, doesn't have a house on it, and so on. But now these are going to be color-coded to let you know, but in-game, not just on Soda Map. Now, of course, the question needs to be asked, will this be reflected on the online map as well, Chris? Just so we can let people know that this will carry over to that map, or just on the in-game map. How is that going to work? Oh, I wasn't even showing that. My bad.
I wasn't showing it at all.
Yeah, I had the map over here, but I was still on the game map, so just to, you can see the lots here, and when you hover over them, it tells you.
The place lots on plots works as of last night. So in-game pot maps show all lots.
Right.
And information in them.
But the map on the website is what I'm referring to. Is that going to reflect all that as well?
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, that's what I was curious. He's not sure about
Not
that yet
sure of that
because
yet.
that's a different map. I believe it's on a different server. But
Oh,
I
you
don't.
found
Yeah.
another job for him.
Sorry, what was that, Steve?
I said, oh, you found another job for him.
Well,
Yeah,
got
yeah,
lots of jobs for him.
that's fine because as long as it's in game, that
Yeah.
would actually get rid of the need for the map actually on the website, except for town owners being able. Well, actually, that gets rid of that too, except for just town owners being able to go and rename stuff, which is another question at that point. Our town owners going to have access to, place landmarks and titles and stuff on their maps. And again, another uh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Snug
Points
Harbor
of
to just
interest, features.
right. Like if I
Points of
show you
interest,
here,
features. Yeah, and he says
like
yes.
okay,
It's
because
not a
like
priority right
yeah, see, like here I was
now.
able to actually name
And,
these roads
and
in my
Laz,
town, and
Laz,
yes,
some of this is in the player-owned towns deep dive. POT
oh,
owners
okay,
deep
well, we
dive.
haven't gotten there yet,
So yes,
but
you're
like
asking questions that are actually answered in his deep dive because district signpost is one of them.
district signpost is
It's
different than being able to
yes.
place a label. Yeah, like naming
There
islands, naming
there's a
roads. Yeah.
there is a lot named greeters and townsfolk, multi-dimension destination town teleporter,
Well,
town
maybe
identity banners.
a
Yeah, no,
multi-destination teleporters are covered yesterday,
yeah.
which is a possibility coming in.
There's
But
shipping the 5 other POTs that were already in the game but not in the game.
well, then we'll have to
They're
jump to
shipping.
that and read
Nope.
all that stuff.
Nope. We are going back to the list of bullet points because we are going to be talking
Well, you got about three.
alchemy.
You got 3 minutes to cover more of this. So let's go to the community
Okay.
real quick and combat because
Okay.
the rest of that
Community
UI stuff.
filed 5 player wish list suggestions from the forum: adjustable town lighting direction, buyable individual town upgrades, life moon shield skills, a crafting depth bundle, daily quest, deeper cooking, better high level scaling, and customizable light source color range for housing.
Yeah.
Out in combat world, we have Elysian Illumination now stays on you through a zone change with the rest of its dungeon in duration intact. And I'm going to point out the irony. Laz, who normally comes extremely unprepared to shows?
You. Always.
I am the one that normally just, as I'm reading it out loud, is the first time that I've ever seen it. Is it funny that I already knew about the things inside of the town proposal, even though I'm not a town owner?
Because you went to all of them and you read them so you could vote on them because you knew that.
Well, the only one that I voted on recently was actually Guild, because that's a little bit more. Yes. But normally Laz is on top of all this.
Well, again,
topics.
I haven't read all that stuff because we were just going in order and I'm voting as I'm going. And like I said earlier, I'm probably going to have to now go and actually read through all of those in depth and vote on them. Yeah, because by the time we get around to some of them, they may actually already be in game.
Yeah, they are going to be.
Yeah, with Chris's daily updates like this, we've got this to cover. And again, we could probably spend the whole hour on this and never get to that stuff. So I'm trying to balance it so that we get, a little of both of those. So
little variety.
Oh, let's extend the show through the night.
Yeah, can't do that.
I have a day job, and unless you're going to tip enough bits and subs to replace my day job,
Yeah.
day job has to take precedence.
And
Trust me, if I won the Powerball, I would.
I don't know if you could do that much, Steve, as much as we appreciate hearing that, because you don't know how much he makes doing that stuff, and I got to say it's quite a bit.
No, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying that would take up most of your Powerball. Is all I'm going to say. Unless you
I
won
am
billions.
curious. I am curious. How much does your Powerball ticket cost you in the States?
I think it's $4
Depends on
for the full one.
which game you're playing.
Right. Well, our Powerball, which is part of your Powerball, costs us £4. So it's probably close enough with the exchange rate these days, although I haven't checked the exchange rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, because let's see, one of them I know costs $5 per ticket, and that may be Powerball ticket.
Yeah, Mega Millions, Powerball, two different games, absolutely. But anyway,
yeah, and
past the butt of the hour.
Don't get sidetracked. Get on with the soda stuff.
Yeah.
Cheers, anyway.
Pull in the streamer bundle, Knight Rider. Getting my streamer bundle. Congratulations. All right, moving right along. So do you want to stick with Alchemy, or do you want to jump to Guild Wars and then come back to Alchemy later? Because Alchemy is not as important as the Guild Wars.
Well, we are alchemists.
Yeah, and again, I guess, yeah. How useless Alchemy had become when they started adding the two main things that we were going to sell, which was scrolls and potions to loot drops, which I still think we should get rid of.
UO actually had scribing, which was
creating
different
recipes,
than alchemy. So alchemy had its own thing versus healing potions, poisons, things like that. Whereas scribing was creating scrolls of spells. But scribing here would only have 3 spells that get scribed.
Hold on. Come down to these pictures here real quick before we jump over.
Which pictures?
The ones at the bottom of the page there. Bottom of today's.
At the bottom. Okay. What am I looking at?
Well, the first one is the guild, the dungeon mode switch. But the important one is the second one, which is achievements, which we're going to try and cover a little bit today.
Nope, that's another one that's all the way at the top. But yes, Kobold Slayer.
Level 3.
Yes.
Defeat 1,000 kobolds. And gives you...
Does the... I'm sure it's answered inside of the achievement proposal, but I'm sure that also includes upgraded titles. And then there's the Book of Deeds, the Trophy Hall painting from the achievement proposals page.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I
there's
guess
also a look of the
new guild
war or new guild thing. Yes.
Yeah. So these are your new content windows and stuff. Yeah, there'll be a dungeon builder panel. Very nice.
230 new titles. Yes. So.
Oh, very nice. Something to strive for. Hey, a war council.
Yes.
I like that. War council.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff in there. A lot of good stuff. All right.
Yep.
I saw
Jack, are you trying to go
Chris.
to war with my guild to get me back for killing you?
Yes. I will.
Okay.
I will function as a mercenary for anybody.
I told you not to pet my dog. He's got a nasty bite.
Yes.
All
And
right.
then,
So the
what?
alchemy deep
Yeah.
dive.
The alchemy deep dive.
Yeah, I saw you say squirrel in capital letters there earlier, Chris. I was assuming that might have alluded to there was a new squirrel post, so I had to go
Well,
check.
I mean, this was him commenting about you squirreling.
Huh? What?
Exactly. Because
I think
every
he was talking about
consumable
you
in sodas.
squirreling.
No. Well,
Yes, we do, especially him, like he's doing now, working on his work computer, because he multitasks and then gets lost.
I have
Make
I'm
sure it's
at
healthy and nutritious for Maxine. I know you
I'm at
do.
98% for this session, and it resets in 13 minutes. Good. Okay, so every consumable in soda is data. Blah blah blah. Okay, so executive summary for the Alchemy Ultima Online shipped the whole argument in 1997. An alchemist whose skill mattered, potion kegs that turned grandmasters into a vendor business, and poisoning as its own mastery.
Yes,
The
we need
genre
more of
then
that.
spent 25 years learning how to pace consumables. WoW invented the buff slot budget and discrete quality tiers on consumable. RuneScape priced potency and hit points. Guild Wars 2 cut everything into two legible slots. ESO and Final Fantasy XIV each picked one axis of depth and polished it. Soda did weird things with an unusually good engine for all this. Every consumable is data, a 55 channel stacking budget, a real diminishing return sickness stat, formula driven magnitudes that reevaluate on login, and a brewing rail that ages casks into 40 barrels
Bottles.
or bottles.
Thought it was 50.
Then it stopped stocking the shelf. The demand is on record. The developer discussion venue carries potion system completion as a filed idea. Players asked this week for exceptional potions, an alchemist bauble, kegs, and a real potion crafter identity. And the forum's top crafting ask, 47 replies, 2,177 views, is bulk batches. The gaps cluster in 3 places. Hour gaps, with no consumable in the game grants chaos resistance. The elemental and magic potion families cover the other 8 schools. Gathering and crafting are a desert. 1 whiskey plus 3% mining chance is the only gathering buff among 533 items. Chain drinking is hard capped at 2.5 potions of value, or 775 hit points from greater health potions. Yet the whole low ladder pays the identical cost for a fraction of the effect. There are cost gaps. A potion of acumen costs 1,881 to craft from bought parts against a 600 gold vendor price, because 1 skull costs 5,000 gold. What? You've got 8,000 and then something else that costs 5,000. Yeah, that doesn't.
Well, again, I think that's based
Okay,
on
he's
player
away.
pricing.
Yeah. And cooking runs upside down almost everywhere. Baked trout. That's a cooking recipe.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an alchemy. But a crafted recoil costs 133.6 gold. And remember, that is purchasing the ingredients directly from the vendors. While the NPC sells the same scroll for 100 gold.
Where?
I don't know.
There is no
Shandy's
Get all
NPC.
mine for free.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Shandy
That's
used
old
to sell
data
it for
because-
30 gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get all my recall scrolls for free.
They're all drops.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't know if that's the actual cost. Is that the actual cost of recall scroll? Okay, not teleport scroll.
Maybe take them out the drops.
yes.
I think we had teleport the zone pinned at like 140 something for actual cost.
That was posted on Synesys.com like years ago. What the real cost was.
Let's go see.
Yeah, no. It might have something completely different now. Then then we have 28 proposals. We're not going to go through how consumables work today. But proposal number 1.
S1
S
or T1.
1.
Oh, the power audit. Yeah. We're going way down.
Yeah, because there's an entire compatibility matrix. There's all kinds of. So there's 14 improvements that are proposed.
Yeah. Hang on. These are listed as T's, not S's.
Tier 1. Well, tier 1 is the easy stuff. Just plug in the code and it's good to go. Tier 2 is needs a little bit of work, and then tier 3 is a major refactor.
Tier 4.
Yeah, tier 4 is
tier 5.
you, I don't want to do this shit.
Tier 6.
But
tier 7. tier 8.
Cough, cough, cough. So,
okay, here we go.
Proposal
14
number
improvements.
1, S1 is the price in margin repair pass. 1 coordinated repricing fixes 4 audited breaks at once. 5,000 gold trophy prices on a Lich Skull, Demon Hoof, Phoenix Talon that makes the Potion of Acumen cost 1881 against a 600 gold vendor price. The restoration tier inversion, where the base potion outprices greater in deftness and sells at a third, and cooking's near universal inversion. And baked trout costs 47.5 gold to make and 16 gold to sell it. And the empty flask floor, 10 gold to buy and 1 gold in value. 63% of lesser potions cost, while cooking jars cost 2 gold. Numbers only, no mechanics. One honest caveat: repricing revalues existing player stockpiles, so it ships with an announcement.
Okay, I don't see how some of those, like the Phoenix Talon and the Lich Skull and the Demon Hoof, you're going to be able to flat price those unless you're going to cap people, because those are items that are farmed and people, put their own prices on those just for giggles and grins. Let's go look at.
But he was using the vendor price.
Right, but let's just here.
And he's trying to bring that shit more in line.
Right, but you can't do that when the players have control over that pricing. That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't matter, Lass.
How so?
Okay,
unless he's going to make those available on vendors, then that changes the game.
I think he's referring to the vendor buy price for that.
Right, but you
Because
can't adjust that.
sell the demon hoof, but a
Or,
vendor
or
will
any of
buy
those
it.
items. Right.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Again, these are all prices that are based on supply and demand, not on actual hard prices in the game like black pearl, cotton, stuff you can actually buy off a vendor. That's what I'm saying. So how do you rein those in like that?
Look at some prices are way too much for
Yeah.
I mean,
players
Uh,
pricing them.
even if you look at like the demon hoof, one person selling it for 1,500, another person is selling 10 for 19, so he's selling them at 1,900. So there's a 400 gold price difference
right.
there.
And the average price, according to the price guide, is 3,000, which is not,
Yeah, you can't use the price guide because that's individuals that occasionally go out and look at
no,
prices.
that's done quarterly still. You can't just say that. Quarterly, the BMC Guild still goes out, collects prices from across the world, and that's going to get even more efficient when the uh, universal
What happened?
whatchamacallit comes
Yeah,
up. Yeah,
but
when you're going to be able
when
to do
was the
that from
price
one
guide
spot.
last updated? Because both of those in Owl's Head show that price guide
Again,
price is
this
way
is
off.
And it
average
throws up
price.
there.
They go out through the world and
Yeah, but
they get the high,
you
low,
have to get
median. Where's
high,
Tina?
low,
Tina, when was the
median,
last time it
and
was
then
done?
they vote. Then they vote on, hey, we're going to sell at this price.
Right, which is
But
usually a median.
that is that, but that is still one where the price guide is, hey, this is what we're going to sell our prices at. It's not, this is the floor for this, or this is the average price.
It's
Did they
This
look
basically
is
at?
the average
a
price.
one specific guild
Hang on.
that is trying to game the market for their prices.
And has been doing
But
so for 13 plus years. The only one
Did
who's
they?
kept a
Did they just
reasonable
look
guide.
at?
But anyway, moving right along.
Did they?
TikTok.
Hang on. Did they look at just vendors selling, or did they look at buy orders as well?
We got people who
just
go out throughout the world to the major markets. They look up the prices of what the price guide has, and they take the high, low, and come up with a median in between price. And then the guild votes whether they want to go with the actual median price, or they want to go up a little higher, they want to go down a little lower because of the availability. Of course, again, the market is based on supply and demand. If there's a low number of items in the world, like what was it I just saw, which is ridiculously high, dark unicorn horn is average price and median price is 12,000 each, whereas a dragon haunch is only 200 each because there's a lot more dragon haunch out there than so it just depends on how much of the demand is out there. Like Aether Corpian Poison Gland, average price 2,000 gold. But some people are selling it a little higher, some people are selling it a little lower, but the average mean price puts it at 2,000. So again, when the universal search comes in, that's going to make it a lot easier to keep that updated because they're not going to have to run around all over the place and do that. They can just pull up one list, make those numbers, and go from there. So again, that's going to mean a race to the bottom, but we'll see how that actually figures in. I just don't see how he's getting these prices here to say, I understand that the vendors don't buy for much, and unless you're going to put those into the game, that's not going to make it, fix itself that way. But crafted scroll market fix. Let's talk about this one.
a crafted recall scroll costs 131.6 gold at skill 80, while the NPC sells the same.
Again, where does this
And
NPC sell it? Sells, not buys, sells.
yes. And the batch of 12 recipe is worth scroll.
Yes, we
better.
know that.
Yes. The fix has 3 parts. Raise the NPC scroll price above the crafted cost Give the batch recipe a real per unit discount and trim scroll drop rates.
Remove
Yes.
scroll drop rates.
Yes. And the drop rate part is contested on the forums where some players worry about thinning an already thin economy. So
Can I
this
just
card
step in here?
presents what?
I've been playing for 2 years, 7 months, and I've got 6,300 recall scrolls sitting in my vault that I have collected from drops.
Yeah.
Maybe they should remove them from drops.
Well, that's what we've been saying since the day they were added as drops, but that's a different
Yeah,
story.
just pointing out how many
or on
I've
vendors.
received from mobs.
Now, Chris
Over
says
my 2
dynamic
years, 7
vendor
months.
pricing. First question I've got for you, Chris, is where is there a vendor that sells recall scrolls for 100? That's my first question because I don't know of any vendor that sells scrolls.
That was supposedly pulled out of the game a long.
Yeah,
Because and that because there was and
and then the lowest price we've seen, I think, is what 59 gold from people who aren't worried about recouping their even base price on.
we've seen 58. I mean, if you think about the 6,000 scrolls that Steve has, and if we went and bought, that's just money in his pocket.
Oh, he's talking about drops here. Nightly
Yeah, that's
server
just built
job that
up.
looks at supply on vendors and reduces drops based on oversupply. Just throwing ideas out there. Yeah, okay. Because again, Jack and I said we were going to sell scrolls across the board: recall, teleport the friend, teleport the scroll zone, all at the same price from day one, 150 gold, because we did the math, and the original math said, yeah,
and
100.
we're lazy. We just add a 0 onto the vendor.
Well,
I'd get more XP for production if I had to make some
not
scrolls.
actually quite true, because again, the cost is actually in the 100 and something range, and we know that the Black Pearl cost of just Black Pearl
60.
for a teleport to zone scroll is 60 minimum, just 60 period, because it requires 6 at 10 gold each. And there are people out there now selling those scrolls for less than the cost of the Black Pearl, which means that Jack and I just go out, buy those all up whenever we see them, and then we turn around and sell them at our price, which, and again, we sell them. Matter of fact, I just sold 150 teleport to zone scrolls this morning when I came into my mail, 15 grand in my bank account, because, I have them listed, and I'm not doing any resupply my vendors, and I haven't been for probably almost the last year, because it's just too time consuming. So as soon as we hit in October, I'm going to be like hell on wheels, going out there and restocking all those vendors with the bulk supplies, probably 20-30,000 scrolls per vendor, which is going to help me with that new. I don't care about the experience crafting the scrolls or buying them up, because then I can put 30,000 on a vendor without having to spend 3 hours listing them. I can put 30,000 and I'm done. Put 30,000, I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, but with the global listing, the people who are going to be traveling around are people like me and Jack buying them all up. That's what's going to happen. And again, the race to zero had already started on those. But anyway, moving right along.
Yeah. Then the Dead Reagent Revival. The Elixir of Dread, Gem of Truth, and Tear of Swords are stock priced, weightless, and consumed by exactly 0 recipes. With a tale of 11 more reagents, 5 uses or fewer. Every new shelf item in the section 6 deliberate routes through this pool. The card is the commitment. The Dread Trio ends the proposal with at least 3 recipes each.
But those are quest
The
items.
Delta table. Yes.
So we're going to take them out of quest items and only allow you to have one at a time to be able to
And
craft them and make multiples?
they're components and spells as well.
Interesting.
You
All
forget
right.
the spells that don't do a lot that from the Shroud. I mean, this is asking us to remember 10 years ago. We got our Shrouds. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I've never used any one of those three items except to test them
it,
once each. I mean, otherwise
well,
they've just
no,
sat.
no, no, no. We've never tested them because it was single use items that
But
you actually
you
have to type the in-game spell in order to cast it.
I have tested them and then
Yeah.
gotten replacements because you can get it one
Oh, okay.
replacement. You can get a replacement as long as you don't have one in your inventory.
Yeah.
And
Which means you
again,
have to
it,
redo that portion of
it
the test. Yeah. Sure.
which became a drag. So yeah, once I tested them all one time and saw what they did and went, meh, you're not worth going through all the hassle. Well, we'll see how that plays out. I'm interested. Alchemist Charm, last one for today.
The
Was it?
Alchemist Bauble answered. A jeweled enchant grants plus 0.5 consumable power bonus per piece, capped at 0.25 total worn, amplifying every potion the wearer drinks at the moment of drinking. Shroud math.
Absolutely.
No. The reason I'm saying the Shroud, Chris, consistency in formula numbers.
So continue reading to get the.
I because the bonus lives on the drinker and not stacking and deck slotting untouched. Alchemy is already the reroll skill for great gear enchants, which makes the alchemist flavored gear on rails that exist today.
Yes.
So is that the base jewelry a 5% increase in power per piece?
The way I'm reading it is you can have five
Up to a
pieces with
max of
0.05.
25%,
So
0.25.
yeah, so five pieces at 0.05, giving you up to 2.5, 25.25.
But this is where you actually end up with problems with Shroud math because sometimes that 0.05 is added to the existing percent value. So
Well, we
adding,
got
yeah. So adding 0.05 ends up not really changing anything
uh,
or even 0.25.
read his comment because I'm going to go back to the initial
If it
statement
gets votes,
here.
I'll dig into the math a
Right.
bit more.
This is the start of the conversation, not the actual plan. Nothing here is deciding and nothing here is scheduled. Vote on it and it
Until
will.
wait,
Yeah. So,
that's a wrong statement because the Guild War stuff, which was done yesterday, he's already implemented
well,
several.
again, some
So
things have gotten up votes and
yeah,
he's already started to dive into this stuff, but nothing here is absolute until it gets votes. So if you upvote that stuff, it will get time of day. If they don't get upvotes, they get ungats, nothing. But we'll pick
yeah.
up with the poison question tomorrow because I know poison is a bane of contention with a lot of people. And we'll
Oh,
talk about that in tomorrow's show. But we got to go ahead and pull the final giveaways of the day.
and
So
Steve
let's
is
go
getting
ahead
my
and
streamer
close that
bundle.
out. And he's also getting mine.
Woohoo!
So
Thank you.
congratulations, Steve.
And
Thank you,
Noob
thank
Getting
you.
getting a Steam
double win.
key. Noob gets to work all the time because he's getting the game night shift, which is normally a $15. Noob got a game yesterday as well. So 2 games.
Noob's won a lot of games recently. Yeah.
I know. I had like 15 to 20 people in mine.
All right, and then closing the final giveaway, picking the final winner, and Patosh. Patosh, you are getting my mystery game key. And today, your game key is going to be, let's see what you're going to get today. You're going to get a copy of Sapo 3D. Sapo 3D on Steam. And Sapo 3D is big one, a whole $3. Because you never know. It could be $1, could be $100. We don't know until we pull them. But congratulations to Patosh. And thank you all for joining us. Again, Chris, thank you for joining in the conversation. We appreciate the back and forth. And thank you, everyone, for joining us and who's been here for all these years helping support NBNN. We appreciate you all. But we'll be back with more tomorrow. Excuse me, right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
I'm Obi.
And I'm Steve.
And this is NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Chris. And Laz and Jack.